What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Beansworthy Entertainment. In this video, we're going to kick off Week 13 with the Thursday night football game in the 2023 NFL season. I'm just a guy behind the camera, saying what I'm going to think is going to happen based on what I have seen this season and the statistics that we are about to go over. Just a quick breakdown video for you guys. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you do, make sure that you hit that like button, pretty please. And also, if you feel like it, check out the other content in the videos, live streams that are on my channel. I've got playlists that I made, so it's pretty easy for people to decide what they want to watch. If you enjoy that, go ahead and click the subscribe button, become part of the Beansworthy Entertainment family. We're pretty friendly over here. And for those that already have hit that subscribe button and are part of the Beansworthy Entertainment family, thank you. I love and appreciate every single one of you. Be kind and respectful to others, and most of all, be kind and respectful to yourself. You are the number one person in this world. Nobody matters more than you do. Let's go ahead and get into the game. And as usual, we got it pulled up over here. And the camera is good. Going with the traditional setup. Unfortunately, I did not have the opportunity to update my strength of schedule. But for these two, I'm going to have it for Sunday. These two games, I know Dallas Cowboys have just done good against bad teams and bad against good teams. Even the Cardinals, they had a fluke loss. Seattle Seahawks, they got Lions, Browns, 49ers, Ravens. So there's 4 winning squads, and the rest of them all have losing records. So, that would be what... Excuse me. Getting cold out. And starting to get a little bit of a cold. But let's go ahead and get into this game. We have the Seattle Seahawks. They're going to Dallas to take on the Cowboys tonight. The Seattle Seahawks, they're ranked number 14 on the NFL.com Power Rankings list. With a 6-5 record, they are 2-3 on the road and second in the NFC West. Dallas Cowboys are number 5 on the NFL.com Power Rankings list. With an 8-3 record, they are undefeated, 5-0 at home. They are also second in the NFC East. Going over the numbers, as we usually do, the Seattle Seahawks offense gets 317.6 total yards per game. 221.8 passing yards per game and 95.8 rushing yards per game. So, kind of a mid-tier offense there. I know Geno Smith has been having some struggles this year. But that's just the yards per game. They've only scored 19 touchdowns this year, and they've got 20.8 points per game. So, 12 receiving touchdowns, 7 rushing touchdowns. The offensive line has 27 sacks allowed, so that's middle of the road for the league. But Geno's got a QBR of 86. Well, the entire team does. I know that there was brief moments where Geno did have to sit out. Turnover-wise, the Seahawks, they've given up 4 fumbles and 9 interceptions. Their stat leaders, they have Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker III, and DK Metcalf. Geno has 236 completions on 361 attempts, 2,584 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Kenneth Walker III, he has 149 carries, 613 yards, and 6 touchdowns this year. Let me grab my vape. DK, he's got 43 catches for 678 yards and 3 touchdowns. And that will be it for the offensive numbers for the Seattle Seahawks. Now let's move over to the Dallas Cowboys. And for their yards per game, they have 377.6 total yards per game, 262.4 passing yards per game, and 115.3 rushing yards per game. When it comes to the league, they hit more close to the middle of the road when it comes to rushing yards per game, but there's a lot of other teams. It's kind of a tight race if you want to ask me. But overall, fifth in the league for overall yards per game. They have 33 touchdowns this year. They have the best in the league at 31.5 points per game. They're eighth in the league with only 23 sacks allowed, and second in the league with 105.4 QBR. Dak took all the criticism about those interceptions personal, and maybe criticism just from a lot of other people. He's changing my mind on the fact of being a elite level. Well, he's always been elite, but we're talking. I'm saying people have talked about greatest of all time. I don't know. I'm not going to go into trashing Dak. He's been doing great. We're just going to stick with that. Dak's good. He's a great quarterback. And yeah, that's the scoring overall for the team. Turnover-wise, the Cowboys have 7 interceptions and 3 fumbles. Their stat leaders are Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, and CeeDee Lamb. Dak has 259 completions on 370 attempts, 2,935 yards, 23 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions. That is a great touchdown-to-interception ratio, especially at this point in the season, and knocking on the door of 3,000 yards. Tony Pollard has 160 carries, 669 yards, and 4 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb has 76, or no, is that 8? That's 78 catches, 1,066 yards, and 6 touchdowns. That will be it for the offensive numbers, and it's leaning heavy towards the Dallas Cowboys side. Their offense has been great this year, and it might be because they're facing teams with losing records, but they're still producing. Moving along, let's get into the defensive numbers for this matchup. Seattle allows 348.5 total yards per game, 230.7 passing yards per game, and 117.7 rushing yards per game. They have allowed 28 touchdowns this year, 14 receiving and 14 rushing. They've allowed 22.6 points per game and 88.4 for a quarterback rating allowed this year. They have 32 sacks, which is tied for 11th in the league. Turnover-wise, they have 8 interceptions and 7 fumbles, and 3 of those interceptions have been taken back for touchdowns. Going over to the Cowboys side, they allow 276.3 total yards per game, 167.2 passing yards per game, and 109.1 rushing yards per game. They've allowed 22 touchdowns this year. They are 4th in the league with 16.8 points per game allowed, 5th in the league with 77.7 QBR allowed, and tied for 4th with 37 sacks. They also, turnover-wise, have 12 interceptions, 5 fumbles. 1 of those fumbles has gone back for a touchdown, and 5 are pick sixes. The guy that's coming in for Diggs, Bland? I don't want to fuck it up. And the kid's been playing absolutely crazy and knocking on the door of a record. You can correct me if I'm wrong, or he might have already broken it. I think so. I literally saw the video, and all of a sudden now my brain's just deciding to shut completely off. But again, I'm going with the Cowboys for the better defense. So better team overall. This is going to be a tough one for the Seattle Seahawks. Cowboys are undefeated at home. They're doing great this year, but Seahawks do have a winning record, And we know what happens to the Cowboys when they play teams with winning records. Let's go ahead and go down to the schedule and everything. We look at the Seattle Seahawks. Their losses have come to the Rams both times, Bengals, Ravens, 49ers. So being in that NFC West is kind of difficult. And when I watched that game against the LA Rams, it did kind of just seem a little bit off. And I have Geno Smith in fantasy. He hasn't been producing like he usually does. These are all factors. But the Seahawks did beat the Lions in week 2. They beat the Browns on a late game comeback with Jackson Smith and Jigba. So I don't know. If we're going to go who has had the more difficult schedule in this matchup, I would say the Seahawks have. Because most people that have been paying attention to sports, or even people that don't pay attention to sports, pay attention to the Cowboys just to hate them. But they have had a very easy schedule this year. There's only 2 teams that they have played that are above 500, the 49ers and the Eagles, and they lost both of those games. And one other game that they lost was against the Cardinals, and that was when the Cardinals were down and out. They weren't doing that good. So I don't know. I do know with that, Cowboys have had the easier schedule out of these 2 teams. Going back up here, turnover differential +2 for the Seahawks, +7 for the Cowboys. Another statistic the Cowboys are better in. But we know how the Cowboys play against teams with winning records. Let's see if they can break that cycle this week. But over on the Seahawks side, Jake Myers, who got that game-winning field goal a couple weeks ago, or if it was last week or the week before. But he's 25 for 31 on field goals and 20 for 20 on extra points. He has 8.6 points per game. And the Cowboys, can't remember, and I don't want to chop it up or get it wrong, but he's a rookie that they drafted. He's 22 for 22. Perfect 100% on field goals and 33 for 36 on their extra points. He has 9 points per game. Another category that the Cowboys are statistically better in. And as you can see here, Cowboys are the right, Seahawks are the left. And then down below the circle, I've got what Vegas is, what it opened as, and what the current line is as of right now while I'm doing this video. Thursday morning, just to let you guys know, tonight is the game. But Cowboys are favored by 9 points. The over-under is 47.5. ESPN has the Cowboys favored a lot. Cowboys only have one injury, Peyton Hendershot, that's on the IR. And then over on Seattle's side, we got Kenneth Walker, that's doubtful. Darike Young, that's doubtful. Phil Haynes is ruled out tonight. D. Eskridge, Will Dissly, both of those guys are questionable. And as I looked it up before to put it on here, all these are correct. So I'd say D and Eskridge and Dissly are game time decisions. But when it comes to Kenneth Walker and Darike Young, I don't think those guys. I don't think that they go today. Maybe if Kenneth Walker looks good in pregame warmups, Pete Carroll's probably going to start him. But other than that, coming back up here, let's go ahead and cross-reference these numbers because of the fact that, yeah, there's Cowboys are 4th in the league with passing yards per game, 22nd in the league on defense for Seattle. Against that, 23 receiving touchdowns. That's tied for 2nd in the league. Comparative to Seattle's 14 receiving touchdowns that they've allowed this year. Might blow that number up a little bit. And Cowboys have allowed more receiving touchdowns than what the Seahawks have got this year. But to close this video out, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and get what the prediction, what my prediction is. So we got 31.5 points per game, 20.8 points per game. And for those that are listening, the 31.5, that's the Cowboys. 20.8 points per game, that's Seahawks. Both of the offense. And then to the defense, the Seahawks allow 22.6 points per game. And Dallas only allows 16.8. So I feel like it's going to be a middle ground between these averages, honestly. So like cross-referencing that, the over-under is 47.5. I'd say middle ground between 31.5 and 22.5. Add 4.5. About 20, yeah, 27. Yeah, we'll go 27. 27 for the Cowboys. And then let's do a little bit of math here because I want to start seeing about this prediction if I just straight go points per game. For one prediction. We're doing this for Thursday Night Football. One prediction. 20.8 and 16.8. So we'll go ahead and move that up to 17. Move that to 21. 19. So since 19 is a very rare number to get, I mean, what is that? Yeah, that's 2 touchdowns, a field goal, and a safety. They haven't gotten a safety at all this year, and I don't see them getting a safety against the Seahawks. So bump that up just a little bit more. And that's right there, right at the under. I'm gonna go 27-20. Cowboys win at home tonight. Dak Prescott has a hell of a game. Hoping Tony Pollard can do something for me. I got him in a few fantasy leagues. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this ends up happening. The tangibles about it, you can go ahead and decipher it how you want to. That's why I started showing this screen. You could go back and forth and look over the numbers. And go ahead and put a prediction in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I'm at the point that at a crucial point where I would enjoy feedback from those that are watching these videos. Lock that in, by the way. Lock that in, 27-20. Cowboys win. And then we can move back over here, because that's it for the breakdown of that game. Just, again, I wanted to say to you guys that start leaving some feedback in the comments. And I guarantee, I'll go ahead. I will address it, and we'll see how that goes. Like, I am definitely down for a little bit of criticism, especially if there's areas that I can improve on that people are noticing. On that note, thank you guys for stopping by and watching the video. I appreciate you guys. everybody that's part of the Beansworthy Entertainment family. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, do it and become part of the Beansworthy Entertainment family. We got a Discord. I've got a Snapchat that I run. Just a bunch of stuff on social media, and we play video games as well. Great community to kind of pair up with, if you're into that. On that note, check out the other content. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Please and thank you. Be kind and respectful to others, and most of all, be kind and respectful to yourself. You're the number one person in this world. Nobody matters more than you do. Hope everybody enjoys tonight's game. And I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week. Again, thank you for stopping by. I will see you next time.